The setting is Panama, but this could just as easily be Caracas, Venezuela, or Rio, Tegucigalpa, Lima, Santiago, Havana. For Panama, in its basic internal problems, is almost indistinguishable from any other Latin land. For most Latin Americans, there is only one hope for breaking the circle of poverty, the government lottery. In Panama, it begins promptly at 11 a.m. Sunday morning and is all over a few minutes later. As in all Latin America, there is heavy unemployment. This is accentuated by a system of patronage rather than a constant civil service. When the administration changes, all government jobs also change, and a man must wait his turn. The current president, in office only a few months, has started regular days of audience with the unemployed. Weeks of waiting, a Latin learns to wait, may lead to a personal interview and perhaps a job. President Chiari, a millionaire but considered a liberal, talks to a lucky few, but knows there is not enough work to go around.
Pues sí, entonces se la dejamos ahí al papel de la guía de la cuestión de la carrera administrativa. Sí. Sí, a don Marco. O sea, él dijo que iba a ver qué te dijo.
Like all Latin countries, Panama suffers not only from urban poverty, but also from underdevelopment in the rural areas, where over half the population lives. The interior, potentially rich, is almost without roads. The wheel and even the plow are strangers here. The machete is the chief farm implement, frequently the only one. Most of the farmers are squatters, contributing nothing to the national economy and barely able to survive themselves. President Chiari explains why there has been a growth of anti-Americanism.
Sometimes I believe it has developed more than anything else on those countries where the economical way of living is very, very poor. And then, of course, they have seen that in some other places, like in your own country, there are wonderful ways of living. They would like also to have the same thing. But what happened? When they buy most of their product from your own country, they have to pay a very high price for those products on account that you have a very high standard of life. But when we try to sell our products, every country in American South America also, then we resent that the prices that we get for our products does not compare with the high cost of the product that we pay for when we import it from the United States. And in that way, as I say, you cannot take everything for you that is good and then let the other people take the poorest or the shortest piece or whatever it has been tried to deal between the two countries. And that is one of the reasons of these little ill feelings and resentments that has occurred between Latin American people and United States people.
What the Canal Zone residents have done is to recreate a tiny slice of America on the 9th parallel. The morning paper is the Panama American, in English. The banks are American, and so are the stamps. Movies and television shows are a little late in coming, but 100% American. The supermarkets have attractively low prices, which has been a source of resentment to those who live across the road in the Republic of Panama, where prices for the same goods are high. The central eating place along the main street, called a clubhouse, once maintained a color line. It no longer does, but Panamanians are still critical of the attitudes of U.S. citizens in the zone.
Well, we call them Zonians, more or less, and I believe they are different kind of Americans because the real Americans that come here after 1 or 2 or 3 months, they live in the Canal Zone, they think they're better off than everybody else. And really, we don't believe so. In the United States, they're very hospitable. Here, they're stubborn, they're snob, and they don't like to mix with the Latin American people.
The Panamanians point to the Tivoli Hotel as an example of American aloofness in the Canal Zone. Some of the permanent guests say they haven't stepped into the Republic of Panama in years. The Republic of Panama is just across the street. For all the mixing that goes on, says one American, that street might as well be the Grand Canyon.